Is there a relationship between WikiLeaks and Occupy Wall Street, the Occupy Wall Street movement, and Anonymous and LulzSec?
With Occupy Wall Street, I think there was definitely a lot of support between the two sides. Certainly there was an overlap of ethos in terms of left-wing libertarianism. A lot of guys with Anonymous will align themselves with that kind of ethos. And I think there was certainly in the kinds of processes that Anonymous was using to propagate ideas and to spread the word about an event, the people from Occupy Wall Street could use those kinds of processes. And people from Anonymous were a part of Occupy Wall Street as well. So there was definitely some overlap there. Nothing really official, but just this kind of symbiotic relationship. As far as WikiLeaks, one of the things I learned from reporting on Anonymous on Anonymous and then LulzSec, was that the guys with LulzSec were invited into a chat room in late June where they could talk to representatives of WikiLeaks, one being Q, another claiming to be Julian Assange himself. There was video evidence of this, which was uploaded to YouTube, showing Julian Assange at a laptop at the same time as an IRC discussion happening with the LulzSec hackers, and then deleted just moments later. And at that time, WikiLeaks, or this representative, was asking LulzSec to collaborate on hacking into the servers of an Icelandic organization and trying to find elements of corruption. This was really explosive stuff for LulzSec at the time. The guys within the group were kind of shocked that they were being in such kind of grand company. And but that's when it really hit home that they had become big, that the guys from WikiLeaks were actually reaching out to them. They ended up actually trying to find those vulnerabilities in the Icelandic organizations and websites, and they couldn't find a vulnerability that they could actually exploit. It was a little bit too complicated, and so that didn't really go any further. But the collaboration did happen. There were a few discussions.
We are Anonymous. Since 2008, Anonymous has destroyed servers, stolen emails, and taken websites offline. But in the collective act of social engineering, its greatest feat was in getting people to believe in the power of its hive mind.
Yes.
What's hive mind?
Hive mind, well, this kind of speaks to where Anonymous began, which was the image boards. So when the original commenters on these discussion boards were stopped from using their nicknames and they had to be anonymous, there started to be a kind of slight civil war on those sites between the people who wanted to use nicknames and those who wanted to be anonymous. And the guys with the nicknames would call the anonymous guys, they would jokingly refer to it as a man called Anonymous and a hive mind. And this joke actually turned into something that was real, the sense that through collective action, through collective discussion, they could create something more powerful than what any individual could. You know, we talk a lot these days about crowdsourcing. That's a very big component of how Anonymous works as well. Collectively gathering ideas together, voting on what's best, and sometimes the most charismatic individuals, the real doers, if you want, you could call it a duocracy, the doers within that crowd are the ones who tend to lead the way. They're never appointed, they're never really voted in, but if there is popularity that suddenly surrounds that person, then they can get things done and the crowd can move forward.
Parmy Olson is in London. She is joining us via Skype here on the Communicators. We are talking about her new book, We Are Anonymous.